another one of these on the way to me right now. I'm the first independent person other than like talking fanboys from Fuji that has reviewed the, you can see the reviews from last week on the new EF-X500. Now, the Speedlight is made by Metz. It has a couple very, very minor design flaws, like one, like this removable metal hood to like stick on. The diffuser head, the white, I don't give a crap about, I never use those damn things. That's why I have Velcro on this thing. You see, every professional photographer has Velcro on their Speedlight for very good reason. I can attach like endless light mods, most of which are my own creation. Another thing is that the autofocus assist for extreme low light is this bright white light, so I stuck a red filter over that so it doesn't blind people to the point where they want to punch you in the face. That's some very minor design flaw. You can still use the autofocus assist lamp on the XT2 or the XT1 instead of this lamp, but for reaching out there in like crazy ass dark, you know, you need to use this lamp, but it works just as well in red as it does in bright white light. So those are really minor things. Now, why do I have a second one of these on order? Fuji does not make this Speedlight, but Fuji oversaw this, and I'm glad that Fuji delayed it. Obviously, some of the early units had issues. Let me tell you something first still so you understand. Is that in my back room back there are over 50 Speedlights. Almost all of them are Nikon Speedlights. Now, Nikon's complicated Speedlights, like their SB910, SB5000, SB900, 800. 800 is not so complicated, but it's still pretty damn complicated. I'm familiar with all of them, even though they're complex. They intimidate the piss out of people. This Speedlight I could teach a half-blind, cross-eyed person totally how to use simply by voice and touch. Ingenious. Totally in line with the mentality of what Fuji does on their menu system and layout. You know, you've got 3 buttons over here, flash, mode, and LED mode, and then you do have a setup menu, obviously, you can go into, and you can scroll through some of the stuff. Once you have that set, like test button, scale units, LCD density, beep, sensor format, you know, all that stuff is very simple. This Speedlight is ingeniously well designed. For all of you out there that have bought into Fuji, and you're familiar with the really, really complicated Nikon Speedlights, and a lot of people contact me about this, like, oh my god, this Speedlight's more complicated than my camera, meaning Nikon SB910 or SB5000. Like, yeah, I know it is. It'll take you a long time to use it, to learn how to use it. This is so... Imagine, you know, an iPad is very complex. I mean, here's an iPad right here. You know... I could do so much stuff, and now I obviously prefer computers over. I could do so much stuff with an iPad, but you notice there's just like one button here, and you like just touch to do everything else. It's like, oh my god, children, use this damn thing, okay, children. This is kind of like the iPad of Speedlights. Fuji did everything right on this damn Speedlight. Everything. Well, not everything. A couple design flaws, like I pointed out. No big issue. People that are bitching about this Speedlight being too expensive at $450, let me tell you flat out, it's not my opinion, it is a hardcore objective fact that the people that are saying that are idiots. Why are they idiots? People say, well, it doesn't have a built-in radio trigger. Well, so what? So Nikon doesn't either. I want you to price out the damn Nikon. Nikon doesn't make any of their Speedlights in Japan anymore, by the way. I want you to price out Nikon's damn Speedlights. By the way, when Nikon introduced their latest one, the SB5000, its introductory price was $550, $100 more than this. But then Nikon decided to make a wise move. That wise move was to jack the price up yet another $50 to $600. Holy shit. Holy shit. $600. $150 more than this. That's one complicated. It is actually slightly simplified over the SB910, but not that much. That doesn't have radio either. You know, you have to buy other things to attach to the camera, like the transceiver unit. No. It does have high-speed sync. By the way, the high-speed sync on this unit works better than it does on Nikon. Nikon Speedlights. You're able to do... I was doing genuine flash compensation at 1/8000th of a second in high-speed sync with this and the XT2. Really good working. Consistent! Okay, a lot of the issues in high-speed sync, there's a lot of different ways that you can rig up high-speed sync. It's like, well, it might work 1 out of 5 shots because it's all about timing. It's actually following with pulsed light, by the way, which is how high-speed sync works. Following the front curtain and the rear, the front curtain and the second curtain, or the front curtain and the rear curtain, doesn't matter what you want to call it. Following that slit and getting pulsed light, and it works really good on this Metz. Yeah, it's got Fujifilm's name on it, but it's made by Metz. I don't know what sort of contract Fuji made with Metz to build this unit, but I mean, I've got a second one on order. The i60A, I am buying a second of when the high-speed sync comes out. It has a special ability, and all I really need is a TTL with it, where I don't actually have to take my eye out of the viewfinder and adjust it, so I am still buying a second i60A. But these Speedlights, the bitches that people have had about them are people that don't own them, because the supply on these have been very, very, very low. Very low. Homie has connections. I was able to find another one. I was like, you have any more? So I could tell some, nope, that was it. You've had yours on order now for months and months, so, you know. So I was able to snag a second one, only because I had one on order for months and months. But all the people, all the invalid bitches and, you know, bitch talk, blah, 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 it's too expensive, blah, blah, blah. You know, I think I'm going to shut the hell up. All those people are idiots. This Speedlight is actually underpriced. Its performance is excellent, and despite a couple minor design flaw details which don't really account to anything, its layout is absolutely exquisite, fully in line with Fujifilm's really, really intuitive ergonomics. As intuitive as an iPad, I can assure you. It is. It's like, how can you make a complicated Speedlight? If you've ever messed with a complicated Speedlight like an Icon, wow, oh my god, yeah, the owner's manual on that thing is huge. Unless you plan on using a second one of these and slaving them optically, the only thing that matters in the owner's manual on this is from page like 5 to 44. Because the rest of the manual on this thing is about syncing up 2 of these for talking to each other optically. So 3/4 of the user manual for the damn EF-X500 is something that you'll never need to look at if you plan on only owning one of these. That tells you something, too, about how simple the layout is on the Speedlight. Thanks for watching. Anyway, I give it extremely high recommendation. It works perfectly, and I've done a lot of testing on it. How the Fujifilm EF-X500. I still say, however, for the value, that the Nissan i60 with its radio TTL trigger is something that is a better value. Just go off of value. The high-speed sync on that is being added. It's supposed to be this month. That's what I was told. When that works, fine. That'll actually probably be the Speedlight I pack around with me most, is the Nissan. I mean, it's very, very simple. All I needed to do is manual and TTL, and with that Air Commander on there, man, I could sit there and wirelessly dial in flash comp, you know, boom, boom, boom. Not on the Speedlight, since it'll be over there, but on the Air One Commander. Actually, yeah, that is the better value. If you didn't have any Speedlights, what would I say to get? I would say to get the Nissan i60 and the Air One Commander. But wait until they've updated the firmware for high-speed sync, so you don't have to send the Speedlight back to Nissan to have the firmware updated. But, you know, it's not like one versus the other. I'm not saying, you know, this one sucks versus that one. They're both awesome. But I just wanted to point out all the features and nature of the Fujifilm Speedlight. Now everybody can stop bitching also about, well, Fujifilm doesn't have any Speedlight options, you know? Well, people can stop saying that stuff now. Actually, I had no issues with it before. I was using Nikon Speedlights and studio strobes on my Fuji just fine. People that know lighting knew that that was not an issue, but now people, Fuji can shut those other people up and say, look, here's our professional Speedlight. Shut the hell up. I'm sure somebody at Fuji Corporate is saying that right now up in Valhalla, New York. Probably not. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye. If you like these videos, you can drop a buck or two. Tell me to jump off a cliff. Whatever makes you happy. It tickles your pickle. It's all good. Okay? Thank you. Bye.